So you start your meal before sundown on the day of Purim, and that's also another way that we celebrate Purim coming up. And this is a festival that's relatively easy. Obviously, we also do costumes and our Purim carnivals that our shuls would. I can't imagine that was one of the sad things when it was Purim and there was COVID from carnivals. So those are all the things, many of the things that are attached to Purim. Let's see. Okay, good. Okay, so now, were you able to do it or not, Arlene, while I was busy?
No, I just see you.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
Sorry, no, it's okay. At least I'm on. I feel good about that.
Yeah. Yes, Cindy.
I couldn't do it either.
Okay, you might not be able to do it on the phone. I have not tried.
You definitely can. Absolutely can.
Can, because I've seen people.
I always do it. Yeah, I do it all the time in different, other calls. You can do a gallery view. But I don't have on my computer now. But when you're on the phone, there's some kind of menu option. You can click on the dots, I think, and it drops down, and then it's view, and then it's gallery view. And then if that doesn't work, I think sometimes if you swipe left, you might get the gallery view. That's something else you could try.
You get speaker view too.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. I have it.
The problem is that's what she has, the speaker view.
Yeah.
I got it left. I swiped left.
And it worked?
Yeah, I see.
Yay.
Mostly
we help each other. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bonnie.
See, there's a reason you're on.
Cindy, swiped left.
I have to say there was, I don't remember what it was, but I was reading something and they said the reason that you were born was for this moment. And see, the reason you were in our class was for this moment, Bonnie.
Yeah, I was a former technology director for a financial services company. So I have some technology background.
Very nice. Thank you. Good to know and good to have. So great. Okay. So I actually got a little fachada this morning because my son Eitan called from Ottawa, and there was a whole conversation when I'm usually going on and getting myself organized. So anyway, just before we actually start, I presume that you all saw the message that I sent about the future learning. I don't know if anybody feels differently or anything specific about the Haggadah you want to do, or if you feel differently that you don't want to do the Haggadah, please speak up.
I just saw the note before I got onto this call, Judy. Yes. So I had a question. Sure. I have like a Maxwell House Haggadah. I don't really have I don't know what kind of Haggadah
I think I have a Maxwell House too, because I looked last year. I think, and I didn't have a chance because we're having company from Spain next week and Purim, and I've been a little, and we just got home. I will look and try to do all this stuff in the next whatever.
Yeah, because which Haggadah are you going to use for the class?
I think I have the red and yellow one. I have the Feast of Freedom, which was the Rabbinical Assembly one. And I think I have the Maxwell House one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try, hopefully I have all three of those. I'm going to look for them. And if I can't find them by next week, we may continue before we get to Pesach. But Pesach, unfortunately, is not that far away, so I don't want to wait too long. I will give the page numbers for those books. But I also would like to do is say the Kiddush that we do, the full Kiddush. And I would like you to be able to find that in your Haggadah if you have a different Haggadah. If I say the 4 children, you should be able to find that usually in your Haggadah. So hopefully if I give enough information, even if you don't have the exact Haggadah that I'm giving the page numbers for, you'll be able to find it, and I will give those definitely in advance. So you have the time to check in your Haggadah beforehand and get those page numbers. So, because I think it would be a good idea for you to use the one that you're using so that you're comfortable with it on the page when you get to the Seder, rather than doing one that does not look the way yours is gonna look, if you know what I mean.
That sounds good.
Sense?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So that's the plan. Okay. I just want to say we are having our sister Shabbat next Shabbos, and they asked me what I wanted to do and I said nothing, but they didn't accept that. So it turns out I'm doing the kiddush. And I have to tell you, I am a
Ooh.
nervous wreck. So I just want to
Wow.
share that with all of you.
Wow.
Been reading through it a number of times
Yeah.
and trying to not lose the tune. So for anybody that's anxious about when they do whatever it is, know that it happens everywhere, including your teacher. So anyway, we will move on to some of the prayers, and we're gonna just review some of the prayers we've already done, unless there's anything in particular that somebody wants to handle. Anything, any input from anybody here?
Did you find
Yes,
out
Cindy.
anything more about the Baruch Shem
Amar.
Amar?
Yes, I found, I know what we do here, but this is just between Arlene and I, but everybody's listening.
Yep.
She's recording something for the convention for Baruch Shamar. I really would like you to talk to whoever it is that's doing it and ask them what they want you to do.
Oh, sure. Okay.
So, and then, because it's silly for me when I don't know what it is. So if you find out what it is, we'll
Yeah.
work on it.
No
Okay?
problem. Yep, that's
Okay.
great. That's great.
It's not so hard, and I don't think you'll probably be doing all of it out loud anyway, but I would be helpful to know what they want you to do. And
Okay,
then we
great.
can work on it. And it's
Okay.
something that we can all work on because it's part of the service every day and certainly on Shabbos, so it doesn't hurt for all of us to work on it. But I'd like to know exactly how we should do it. So, okay. So does anybody have any prayer in particular? Because I have the page numbers for Aleinu, Lachadodi, Hatikva, Baruch Sha'amar, anything else anybody wants, blessing the children, Torah service, anything that speaks to you.
Page 2/1.
Hatikva, that's something we need to have in mind these days. You know what? We'll start with Hatikva. And the Sim Shalom, the full one, it's 827. The Slim Shalom, it's page 395, and the Lev Shalom, it's 448. I'll give everybody time to get there.
Canada.
Okay. Okay. So is everybody's there? Good. Okay. All right. I muted you, Judy, because your pages were making noise, but I can't unmute you, I don't think. It says ask to unmute. So you can unmute yourself if you like. Okay. I'm gonna read it. It's okay. I
have a question.
Sure, Cindy.
What page did you say in the Lev Shalom? 448?
448.
Okay.
Excuse me. 448. Okay, it's at the back. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to read it once. People can read or sing, whatever inspires you, whatever you feel more comfortable doing. Kol od belevav penima, nefesh Yehudi homia, lif ulafate, it's easier when you sing it, mizrach kadima. So you see the metek kadima rather than kadima. Ayin Litzion Sophia. Od avda tikvatenu hatikva bat shnot alpayim lihiyot am chofshi ba'artse Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim. Okay, anybody else want to read and or sing? You guys.
I'll try
Arlene.
reading. I'll try reading.
Okay.
1 second. Be right there. Kol od baleva Penema, Ne, Fesh, Yehudi, Homira, yeah,
No Reish, homie,
yeah, yeah.
good.
Ul Fa'ati
Hey,
Mitzar,
two dots.
Te. Ul Fa'ate Mitra,
Yes, Ms. Ross.
Ima. Ayin Lipsion Sophia. Od Lo of Ra.
Of da, did the
Of
Dalit.
Da. Of Da. Tik Vatenu.
Good.
Hatikva Bat Shanot Al Payim Li Yot Am Haf
Hof, she,
Haf.
hof,
Oh, is it?
oh.
What is it? Oh,
See
Hof,
the vowel under the.
oh yeah. See,
Okay.
Hof she bit are Senu
Good,
Eretz Sion V Rushalayim.
good. It's Yerushalayim and
Yeah,
Jerusalem.
Rushalayim. I guess
Okay.
maybe it's easier to this
I think it's
thing.
easier
I
to
don't know
say.
how. I don't
think
know.
Actually, it's easier to
Yeah.
say. Does any
I don't-
Francis, Judy, anybody, Bonnie? You want to be brave? You can either sing or read, whichever you like. Okay, Judy, we have Judy Carlin is willing to do this. Thank you, but you have to, yeah, thank you.
Oh, let me just unmute.
And if you want to sing with her, you could just mute yourself.
Okay. Well, no, I think I'll say it.
Okay, you can read it, whatever you like.
I'll just, okay.
We're gonna, but just one second. After whoever wants to read, whoever is brave enough to read, we're gonna sing it together, but we're gonna be muted. Okay, so that.
Call. It's Cole, right?
Cole.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know the misprint here. Kol Od Belevav Panima Nefesh Yehudi Homiya Ula Fa'ate Mizra Kadama
No, wait. Just the last word. Read it again.
Kadima
Good.
Kadima Ayin Letzion Sophia Od Lo Avada Tikavatenu Hatikva Bat Shanot Alafayim La Lihayot
Right.
yeah Lihayot Hefashi Ba'artsenu Hefoshi
Yeah.
Ba'artsenu
Good.
Eretz Sion Vayerushalayim.
Great. Okay. So just a couple.
Yerushalayim.
We're not going to go over all the words. Yerushalayim, you know, Nefesh is soul.
Yerushalayim.
Good. Again, just to go over, when we have the Enu ending, it's us, it's our land, Artsenu. Okay. Tikvatenu is our hope. Tikva, the whole thing with Hatikva is it's the hope. That's what Tikva means. Okay. And a lot of places use it for different things. We have the special needs program at Ramah is called Tikva. Okay, anybody else want to be brave? Thank you, Bonnie.
Okay, it's much harder to read it than sing it.
I
It's
said if
totally
you want to sing
different.
it, Bonnie, you feel free. It is easier to sing.
Well-
And this is something, just one second. This is something we always sing. Some of the prayers we read or we sing, we never read it. I've never seen anybody read it. It's usually sung. Yes.
I don't know. I'm gonna try to half do it. So
Whatever
maybe
comes
I'm not sure
out
what
is
the
fine.
forgot the tune, but Kolod Ballet Bav Penima Nefesh Yehudi Homiya Uba Te Mizra Tadima Ayin Lezion Sophia Odlo Dati Batenu, I'm sorry, Hatikva Bat Shnot Alpaim Liot Hovshi Bayard Zenu Eretz Zion Verushalayim.
Perfect.
Very good.
Fabulous.
Yikes.
Terrific. That was terrific. Good. And I lost it a little bit too when I was trying to do it, but it
Yeah, I
was
forgot. I was like
great.
forgetting the tune trying to read it.
It's okay, but it came out and the reading was correct too. So that's very good. Thank you. Anybody else?
That's fine.
Cindy.
I'm not singing.
Okay, that's fine.
Kol od Baleva Pinima Nevish Yehudi Homia O Ti meets Rach Kadima Od Letzion
Wait. What's the word before? Let's see. Own.
Ayin. I'm not sure what
Good.
I was reading. Ayin.
Yeah, good.
Let's see. Ode. Sophia. Ode Lee.
No, ode. What?
Olo.
Good.
Ode Lo. Of the Tik Batenu.
Good.
Tik Ba. But Shinot. I'll pay him.
Good.
Lehiot.
Good.
No, we said that. Koshi,
Good.
Ba'ad, the Atzion.
No.
Bitsenu.
Good.
Zenu. Eretz, Hion, Yerushalayim.
Good. Terrific. Good. Francis, Fran, did you raise your hand?
Well, I can sing it if you want.
I said whichever makes you
Okay.
feel more comfortable.
Call out Baleva Penima Nefesh Yehudi Omia Ofate Mizrach Kadima Oh, let's see home.
Wait, perfect. And I don't want to stop with your singing.
I
especially
said one word wrong. I know, I see.
Ayin.
Pardon?
Ayin is the first word in that next part. If you want to start again, you can, but just read that part and then go to singing, whatever you want. But I just wanted to check because that's not okay. Ayin, let's see.
Oh, see, let's see on Sophia. Oh Lord, have got to Tikratenu, Asikwa. I can't sing it now. I can't. I've lost. I've lost the tune.
We all can identify with that part. So, okay.
Odavdo tikvatenu, hatikva beshnot hapayim, liot hamkovshi be'artzenu, Eretz Zion, Yerushalayim.
Terrific. You got it back, Fran. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yes, Cindy.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Did you
okay.
get my email? I have to leave.
Yes, you have to
already.
leave. I know. Thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
Thank you.
Shabbat shalom.
We will miss you, but
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you could at least come on for a little bit, Cindy. And
Shabbat shalom. Happy
Shabbat
Purim.
shalom and happy Purim. And
Shabbat
hopefully we'll see
shalom,
you next week.
Cindy,
you.
good seeing you,
Good to see
Cindy.
Shabbat
Thank you. I'm
shalom.
glad you could be
Yay.
here.
Shabbat shalom.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes, yes,
ode,
Arlene.
call ode, what is ode?
Um,
Ode, long as, yeah, as
no,
long as, something like that,
more usually it means.
okay,
So the kol ode, I guess, together puts together as long.
yeah, and Fran sang that really nice. Fran sang it nice, it was
Yes,
nice.
thank you, Fran. It was beautiful. Okay, and Mizrach. Does that sound familiar to anybody? Okay, it's east, and it's like people will put in their house, they'll put a Mizrach, a symbol, a sign, a picture, whatever, of Jerusalem or something Jewish, so you know which is the east, if you're, presumably for davening or whatever, and you call that a Mizrach. So you know where the east is. Just in case you don't have your phone that has the compass in it. And that tells you for sure, which is a big help when you go into a Shiva house. Anyway, Judi Frank, would you like to sing, or would you like to lead us, or would you like to read? Whatever you like. You're muted.
I love to sing, but I can't carry a tune. So
That's okay. I can't either. So whatever you feel more comfortable doing is fine.
Kol odo b'levav Panema Nefesh Yehudi Homia Ufa Ate Mizra Kadama
Now read it again. What's the last? What's that?
Kadima
Good.
Ayin Letzion Sophia Od Lo Avda Tehif Vatenu Hatikva Beit Bat two dots. Okay. Bat Shanot Elof Paim
Al
Paim. You know what? Sometimes they look like a two dot and sometimes they look like a straight line.
I know.
So I'm having a hard time with that.
Yes.
Lahiyot Kavshi Artsenu Eretz Sion Yerushalayim.
Good. Okay.
Oh, can I ask Judy, Frank,
Sure.
which book she's using?
I have the left.
I'm using a Lev Shalem.
You are, because Sim Shalom, I get the two dots in the line often.
Do you get mixed up too sometimes?
So I
Yeah,
was
because I'm not
curious.
sure if it's two dots. I guess I
Yeah.
need to take out my magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not easy.
All right, so it's in the other
When you
book.
especially when you get older and the reading, it's either have to know Hebrew so well that you don't need the vowels, or you have to have a magnifying glass to see it. They're a little tough, but we're great. I'm going to say everybody's read once, I think. What I'd like to request is, Fran, one more time for you to sing it, and we'll sing with you, but we'll be muted. How's that? Because I'd like to just end with it. I'm feeling comfortable with this.
Called by Leva Penima Nefesh Yehudi Homia Ofat Ate Mizra Kadima Oh Ayin Letzion Sophia Old lo avdo tikvatenu Hatikva, but Hatikva, but not Hapaim, Liot Hamshkovshi, Be'artenu, Eretz Zion, Yerushalayim.
Elfie, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Fran. Great. Great, great, great. Okay. Okay, because I was, okay, all right. Does anybody else want to pick something or you want me to pick? Is there something that you've been wanting to do or want to feel more comfortable with? Anybody? If you don't
Anything
pick, I'm
for
gonna pick.
Purim? Is there anything for Purim that we could
For
do?
Purim, one of the teachers was doing pieces of the Megillah. The issue is that most of the stuff for Purim is just the regular stuff, and we're not going to be singing the Megillah. I presume.
No.
I certainly am not.
Some
So
of us.
there really isn't anything particular. I don't have my Haggadah here with me. It's just the regular stuff.
Okay.
That you do
Can
for
we-
for holidays. Some of it.
Can we
Do
do
you
the
know that
cottage?
Purim, just one thing, the Megillah what is one of the things that's unique about the Megillah? What's in it and what's not in it? Or who's not in it, I should say. That makes
God.
God, thank you
God,
very
God.
much. Yes, God is not in the Megillah. So there's a question whether the Purim ever really happened. Obviously, all of our history, all of our mythology is not necessarily history. People, especially Sephardic people and people that have had to hide, identify very much with Esther's story because she had to pretend she wasn't Jewish. And the fact that even though they were a minority, they did survive when they wanted to, the government wanted to kill all the Jews. They were supposed to kill them, that they survived and flourished. But there is some thought that it's the first Purim spiel is the Haggadah. But especially because God's name is not mentioned. It's the only piece that we have that we read on for a holiday that God is not mentioned. But it's fun. And it's it's always good to celebrate. And we have attached good things, which we talked about at the beginning of the class. And so I hope everybody celebrates Purim.
Jewish heroine.
What Jewish Halloween, exactly. And especially, I don't know if anybody's been in Israel during Purim. They really do get dressed up like crazy. And it's the only time when people that believe that you can't wear the other gender's clothing will dress up as men will dress up as women. Sometimes women will dress up as men. And it's a fun holiday. There's not much that's negative. The only negative part, and just as a little piece of information, is our Haggadot do not translate the Haggadah exactly. The last part of the Haggadah is that they killed all the other people. We killed all the people that wanted to kill us, and not just Haman and his sons, but we don't translate that. So it's okay. It's not one of the things we're proud of. So.
Right. And there's a Jewish hero, a heroine.
Heroine, yes.
Yes, heroine.
And not all, which is a big deal. There's actually a lot of Jewish heroines in our stories. We don't talk about it so much. Esther's the most obvious. And also Vashti has had in the not recent 5 years or 10 years, but 30 or 40 years even, Vashti has had a resurgence because she really was not a bad person. She stood up for herself, and said that she had a lot of courage in her own way, and was willing to take whatever the consequences were. So she also was a good, but okay. So somebody else name another heroine that we can talk about.
Mordecai.
Ruth.
No, heroine. Girl, female.
Ruth. Yeah.
Ruth. Okay, Ruth is good. Yes. Who?
Yale.
Yael. Judith, the two
Judith?
midwives.
Yeah.
Pua.
Puan, yeah, and Shifra and Pua. Those were the two midwives. We're not sure if they're Jewish or not Jewish, but they're certainly heroines for sure. But
Those are the ones who took Moses out of the.
it would not
river.
kill the boy babies.
Okay.
They didn't take him out. They wouldn't kill him. They were the midwives, and they said they didn't kill the male. They were supposed to kill the male babies, not the females, but the males. And they said when they did not kill them, and when Pharaoh took them aside and said, why aren't you killing the male babies? They said that the Israelite women's are too hale and hardy, and they have their babies before we can have a chance to get there. So they clearly were heroines. It's a question of, were they Jewish midwives or were they midwives to the Jews? We're not sure. And in the Torah, it's not clear. But
Other heroines.
whoever it was, they were heroines. Yes.
There are other heroines.
Yeah. Look, you can say that other people, Rebecca, she helped,
I was thinking Rebecca.
help the line to continue where it was supposed to continue. We have judges, we have prophetesses. So there are some, but we don't talk about them so much. It's up to us. Just one more thing, and then we're gonna get back to Hebrew for a minute. What we were talking about, the prayer for our children. I think we've done it. The last semester we did the prayer for our children. We're supposed to do on Friday night and Yom Kippur. We give our children a blessing, sort of in line of the blessings that Jacob gave. But we give blessings, and we for the boys we say, should you be like Ephraim and Manasseh, which were the Joseph's sons. For the girls we say Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, and Leah. The question one of our senior rabbi brought up is the reasoning for Ephraim and Manasseh could be given also to girls. It's that they kept their Judaism, they kept their Hebrew names, etc. It could also apply to Sarah, Rivka, and Rachel. Also to girls. But his wife said no, she wouldn't do it. And I think the reason she wouldn't do it is that we don't speak about the women so much, and it's good to remember our foremothers, and not forget about them. So it's that she would not go to do the same bracha for boys and girls. There's enough things that we do that because they're gendered that we do in the masculine, and then she said no. And anyway, okay, so now we've
Kaddish
got
Rabbanan.
Kaddish Rabbanan. Yes. Okay, good. Yes, I would like to do Kaddish Rabbanan. Unfortunately, because I did not get prepared in the way I normally do, I can't.
You have it here. Yes, you do.
I do, but I don't have the paper here. So tell me what pages they're on.
Okay.
20.
Okay.
13
Good. 13 and what?
in
20,
Sim Shalom.
And
71.
The 71 and Lev Shalem is 111.
Thank you. Okay, so does everybody have it? in
No,
their
I'm
book?
sorry. What is it in the Slim Shalom?
71.
I think it's
Page
13.
20. Page 20 you have.
20 in the Sim Shalom that has Shabbos
Sim
and
Shalom.
weekday.
No, the Sim Shalom,
And-
you have page 20. And
I
and
have
Slim Shalom is
Right. This,
Slim.
71.
okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
this is Sim Shalom.
Okay,
The red
yeah, we
Siddur.
have the one there's 3 different books actually. There's the one that contains everything. There's one that is for Shabbos and one that is and holidays, and one that is for weekdays. So there are different ones.
Mhm.
Okay, we say this after we've studied. And the reason that I put down the Kaddish Rabbanan is because it's the longest one and it includes everything that's in the other ones as well. We had talked about that there's the Chatzi Kaddish, a Kaddish Shalem, which is the full Kaddish. Chatzi Kaddish is the partial Kaddish or half Kaddish. And the Kaddish Yatom, which is the mourner's Kaddish. And this is the Kaddish Rabbanan, which is the scholar's Kaddish. And this contains everything that's in the other ones. So plus a little bit more, and there's a couple of words that are added that are not necessarily in the other ones. But once you know, if you know this one, you won't have any trouble with any of the other ones. So that's why I picked the Kaddish Rabbanan as the one that we would study. Okay, everybody on the page. I hope.
Yeah, I
Yes,
have a question.
Arlene, yes.
I have a question on, what is the hone part?
What is what part?
Hone on the end of,
Oh, yeah, you asked that before. I think
hone.
it's Aramaic for.
Okay, that's why. Okay,
yeah.
right. I'm forgetting.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Kaddish is in Aramaic. It's interesting, and I am certainly not going to change anything. That they did do prayers in Aramaic, which was the language of the people. Most conservative synagogues do very few prayers in English, other than the prayer for peace, the prayer for our country. So we do not do it in the vernacular, as they say. But this is in the vernacular of the time, which is in Aramaic. It's a little bit like Hebrew, but not completely. And the grammar and some of the words are different. And it's a little harder to say. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah
Amen.
ba'alma divra chirute v'yamlich machute v'chayechon uv'yimechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shmei rabbah mevarach la'alam olmei olmaya. I'm just going to stop there. The line that I just read with the Yehe Shmei is the part that we all read together. Just a little introduction. The Kaddish Rabbanan is done as after you've studied or done a psalm. Generally speaking, the mourners will do this prayer, but anybody that has studied can recite this prayer. And I learned from Edja Arts that she said that everybody should do it because we should take every opportunity to praise God. And so I do it all the time. But in your congregations, you'll often find that it's just the people that are actually in mourning or have a yort site that will read this prayer. Okay. Do I have a volunteer that will read the first paragraph? Arlene, you're there. And then Judi Frank.
Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah be'alma divra hirute v'yamlik malhute b'chayechon uvyomehon uvhaye dekol beit Yisrael Bagala Uzman Hari Vimaru Amen. Yehe Shmei Rabba Mivarach Le Al Ul Me Al Maya.
Perfect.
At my synagogue, they do that last part so fast that I don't get all the syllables in that Le Al
May
Maya.
Maya. I think a lot of it is we do a little too quickly. We can't, but you know what the option is, Arlene? You're going to learn so well that you're going to lead and you don't have to do it fast. Yeah, we do it.
Thank you,
I find
Judi.
I actually said something. I have to tell you, partly because not everybody says it, I guess. One of our junior rabbis does it very quickly, particularly the Kaddish Rabbanan. First of all, it's because it's not chanted, so there's not a tune, so you can read quickly. And he read it too quickly, and I actually told him because I do read it, and I couldn't keep up. And I said something to him. I said, I think it's really important that you read it a little slower. So that's an option too.
So
okay.
I have a question before I start.
Yes.
So in the Orthodox, I've been to the Orthodox synagogues and stuff, and maybe the traditional as well. Only the people saying that have Yortzeit or Kaddish or something say it. But now in the conservative, which I belong to, everybody gets up and says it. So how come? I mean,
okay. I think it's one of those things that's particular to the particular synagogue. It is something that in our synagogue also, generally speaking, only the people that are in mourning, either in mourning or have a yortzeit, do read this prayer, because it's important to them to do as many cottages as possible. You'll hear people say that, they'll add it.
So
in
it's just what's
cottage to learn
used.
something just so they can add a cottage.
So
There
why
is
do the
no-
more religious not?
No, it doesn't have to do with religious or not religious. It may have a different, more big T traditional. There's no reason that anybody, this prayer was done for after study. So
I see.
anybody that studied can read this prayer.
Because I just have mixed feelings about doing it because
I do it because as I said, this woman that taught me, she was involved in Women's League. She was Max Artz's wife, and people know I'm old. He did one in a Siddur before these. She said that you should do it because you should take every opportunity. There's nothing in any of the Kaddish,es, including Kaddish Tome, that has anything to do with death. They're all praising God. That's the whole point of saying God is holy. So none of them have anything to do with death. You're certainly, and you are permitted to say this if you've studied. So I do it. It's up to you how you feel comfortable. Yes, Bonnie.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I felt always very superstitious that if I said it,
You wish your
that
parents.
I'm bringing death on to somebody. It's just a stupid superstition, but it's interesting to hear you say, because I would like to say it. I wouldn't. Yeah.
You should take advantage of being able to say to praise to God. Yes. And I understand. And the other thing, Bonnie, with you talk about superstition, is when all the people that go out during
Yom Kippur.
Yisker, any Yom Kippur, or each of our pilgrimage festivals also have a Yisker attached to them. There'll be one coming up for Pesach. That's the next one. They go out. But if you've ever been in, you see there are prayers for the martyrs. There are prayers for the soldiers. There are prayers for the people from the Shoah. So there's no reason you can't be there. And there's one for friends and relatives. Nobody, usually even there's somebody that somebody knows, but you don't even have to say those. So yeah, I'll count on you, Fran, in 1 minute. So there's no reason you have to go out, but because of the Baba Mice or whatever, the people that still have their parents often. And actually, just 1 second, in Lev Shalem, I think, because I know my husband had brought it into the shul, there actually is a prayer to say when your parents are still alive.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Francis.
It's really remarkable that even well-educated people, when the rabbi says you do not have to go out, and he mentions this is the prayer for people whose parents are still alive, we still have people who go out. It's
the same way, which I've said before, as halacha can be interpreted. Tradition can't. It's tradition. This is what they've grown up with, and this is what they have in their hearts, and you can't convince them. Facts, don't confuse me with the facts, actually, is really what it is. And I feel bad for the people that go out because they should be participating, but I completely understand it, because it is like you're wishing your parents dead. I've heard that before. While it isn't, that's the feeling that people have. So just so you should understand the basics, and then people have to do what they feel comfortable with. But that's right. That's exactly right. Anyway, okay, so we are going to continue. Does anybody else want to read the first paragraph?
Okay.
Yes, Judy Frank, you volunteered. You were the next one.
Yes, good. Oh, the first paragraph or the next one?
The first one again, and then we'll move to the next one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, wait a second. I have to take this phone call. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay. That's
I
okay.
got to take this phone call.
Life gets in the way. Bonnie, and then Judy.
Okay. Yit Gadal, the Yit Kadash, Shemay, Rabbah, Ba'alma, Ra,
Good.
Kirute, Viamlich, Malhute, Bihaye Hon,
Good.
Uv Yomehon, Uv Haye, Dehol Bat Israel, Ba'agad.
Wait, just 1 second. After Dechol.
After Dehol, oh, Beit
Good.
Yisrael, Ba'agala, Ubizman, Kariv, Viamru, Amen,
Good.
Yehe, Shmei, Rabba, Mi, Varach, Lolam, Al May, Al Maya.
Perfect. Exactly. Good. Before Judy Frank comes
I
back.
hate to ask also, yeet,
Yes.
yeet, what is yeet, yeet?
It's future.
Oh, it's the future, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Also, before Judy gets back, if she can hear me, you could hear that she started to say Yiskadal or Yisbarach, I guess she got to. That is Ashkenazic Hebrew. And for those of us who are old, we first learned Ashkenazic Hebrew, but when the Israeli teachers came over and started teaching in our Hebrew schools, and also, I don't know exactly what moment it was. It certainly was after this, well after the state of Israel. We started doing it in Sephardic Hebrew, which is what they do in Israel. So it's always the T sound and not the S sound for that letter, whether there's a dot in it or not. But I don't correct because that's it. For some people, they can't change. That's who they are, and that's okay because it's not. It's actually not incorrect. It's just a different way of.
So all the ones, not only anytime you have that T, because I'm noticing someone that really does prayer so beautifully in our synagogue, and he for some reason is doing all the T's as S's.
Yes, that's because when he learned, that's how he learned, and he can't change it or doesn't want to change it. It could be that's he learned from his father or his mother, and that's respect to them, whatever. It's not wrong.
He's a convert, but maybe he knew.
I wonder who.
I know. Not a convert. He just became Jewish.
Yes, he's a convert.
So that's a convert.
Yes.
But he said he had been Jewish. I don't know. It was all confusing to me.
Whatever. He might have been patrilineal Jewish, or he may have been Jewish, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah. But so it's not wrong. It's just a different way. And most of our conservative synagogues in prayer do the Sephardic Hebrew, not the Ashkenazic Hebrew.
And he sings so beautifully. I mean, he's like a cantor to us, and it's all the S's. I've been following it, and I said, "Oh my gosh, she's doing all S's. Why?"
Yeah. What can I tell you?
Okay.
That's the way life is. Okay. Judi Frank.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Life gets in the way. I understand. Okay. Would you like to read?
Sure. So are we the first paragraph or the second?
You know what? Everybody read the first one so beautifully. I'll let you go to the next paragraph.
Okay. So Yisbarak, starting with that, Yisbarak.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yisbarak, V'yistabak, V'yispar, V'yisromaim, V'yisnat say. V'yistahar.
Look
What?
again.
I'm sorry, what? V'yitadar, V'yit alel, V'yit halel, Shemei Kodsha, Kodsha, Baruchu, La'ela min kol, bereave vata, V'yishrata,
The Shirata. No yod in there before. V'yishirata.
V'shirata, tushbachata, v'necha mata, da'am miran, ba'al ma, v'imru, amen.
You can say Yiskadal, Judy. We give you permission. Well, if you feel more comfortable.
No. Oh, what?
Okay. I just don't want you to.
No,
feel
that's
that you-
fine. That's fine.
Okay,
No
I just didn't
problem.
want you to feel that you had
No
to.
problem. No problem.
Okay.
Honestly.
I'm gonna read it. I forgot I didn't read it. I'm gonna just read it first again. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha b'rich, and everybody says, by the way, b'richu le'ela min kol b'rchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da'amiran ba'alma v'imru amen. Okay. Somebody else. And all of this is in all the cottages. Okay, Judy Carlin.
Okay. Yitbara, Yishtaba, Yitpa'ar, Yitramam, Yitnaseh, Yithadar, Yithaleh, Yithalal, Shemei, Dekudashah, Brehu. La'ela min kol birchata b'shirata.
Yeah. More. Tushbachata? No?
Oh, Tushbahata, Benethmata, the Amiran, Bialma, Bimru, Amen.
Perfect. Lovely. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, we are almost done. We have only 3 minutes. I'm going to call Arlene, but I'm just going to read the last paragraphs just so it'll be in the recording in case somebody wants to practice this prayer. We'll do it again at some point, but I just like to read the last part just so we have the whole prayer recorded. Al Yisrael, Ba'al Rabbanan, Ba'al Tamidehon, Ba'al Kol Tamidehon, Ba'al Kol Man de Askin Ba'oraita, Di V'atra Hadain, the Di V'chol sorry. Yeah, I my finger moved. Sorry, I'm gonna start again. That's the Al paragraph. Al Yisrael, Va'al Rabbanan, Va'al Tamidehon, Va'al Kol Tamidehon, Va'al Kol Man Askin Ba'oraita, Di V'atra Hadain, V'di V'chol Atar V'atar. Yehe lahon v'lachon shaloma rabba. China v'chista v'rachamin v'chayin arichin mizona revicha uforkana min kadam avohon di shemaya v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim tovim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav Hu barachamav yaseh. So shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'namar imru amen. I looked away. Okay, oftentimes we say okay, so that's it. That's the whole Kaddish Rabbanan, and you can see even Judy in the book. It actually says mourners and those observing your site. So it is the tradition that only mourners and those observing your site do it. But in the idea of trying to reclaim things, we can reclaim this as just a prayer that we would do after study. I know I learned in the Women's League Institute with Philadelphia, and the rabbi that teaches does the prayer for study before Lasok B'divrei Torah, and then he does the Kaddish Rabbanan afterwards. So we can do it. It's up to how you feel comfortable.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I just have mixed feelings.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Obviously, that's all of us have mixed feelings about a lot of things. Life is not black and white. We know that already.
Yeah,
Arlene, did you have a question?
No, I'm good. Thank you
Okay.
very much, Judy.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
too.
shalom.
And Shabbat Shalom to everybody. I hope to have everything ready for starting the Haggadah next week. If there's a problem, we'll see. But my ideal is and everybody should look for the Haggadot That's what I have to do first is look, but just in case, because we also are having a guest this week. It's a long story, but my husband is working with somebody from Spain, and he's going to be converting this week, and he's going to come to us on
Oh,
on Tuesday, and
wow.
going to be with us for the week. So I will be
Wow, how
visiting with that
exciting.
too. Yeah, it's very
Wow.
exciting.
That's
He's been
very
studying
cool.
he's been studying for a few years and couldn't find anybody to actually do the conversion. And my sister met him when they were in Spain. They did a tour of Jewish Mallorca, and he was the leader. And she started
Wow.
talking with he was sharing whatever. And so she hooked him up with my husband. So
And he's
Where
from
in
Mallorca.
Spain
He's
are they from?
Mallorca?
Mallorca. He's
Yeah.
from Mallorca.
From Mallorca. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shabbat
Very
shalom,
interesting.
Yeah.
everyone.
So it's all
Shabbat
cool.
shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom to everybody.
Shabbat
Happy
shalom.
Purim,
Happy
and we'll
Yeah.
see each other.
Purim.
Enjoy,
Excellent.
enjoy.
Shabbat
Thank you for
shalom.
coming.
Bachelor.
Happy Purim.